1913, in a gully up the Tyne, a local man was murdered and thrown into a fire. Cyril Cox had told me as he hummed his Maggie's tune of the death of Billy Mullins and how he met his doom. Shot and killed, so screw, he said, they put him on a horse whose shoes were put on backwards to confuse the local force. They took him up a gully and built a funeral pyre and watched as Billy's body burned in the deadly fire. Cyril talked about the feud Dan Jones and his brother Tom had with Billy Mullins for 3 or 4 years long. Pigs and dogs were poisoned, sheep hadn't disappeared, haystacks burned to the ground, the locals felt the fear. Started with a dog that died, a bait dropped at the gate of Billy's Humphrey late one night, made Bill retaliate. When Mary's pup was poisoned, Billy's fate was sealed. Mary put a curse out that Billy would soon feel. Witness told a story that the night before Bill was missed, Dan and his missus were at a party getting pissed. It was here the deed was planned as Mary's pup was mourned, and Billy's days were numbered with the coming dawn. Trooper searched for 2 long weeks, then Bonzi found the tracks where Dan had led his little horse with Billy on its back. Further up the gully, they found the funeral pyre and Bill's remains identified, taken from the fire. The inquest held in Polly's pub said Daniel Jones was there. His boot prints and his horse's tracks were found leading where the fire had been built and Billy's body burned. So Dan was sent for trial, but the truth would not be learned. The trial heard that day in June, Billy left his home to walk around his possum traps, some near Daniel's ground. When Billy didn't show for tea, a search was organized. 2 weeks later, troopers found the place where Billy died. The evidence presented couldn't prove that Dan was present at the fire where Billy met his end. And further up the gully where Dan had laid the seed, the Killing Burns was born when they did their dreadful deed. The judge made one last comment before Dan was let go. Guilty or not guilty, just could not be proved. So nolly prosecua the verdict of the court, and Dan and his missus were free to take a walk. The town held a party and danced the night away. Polly's pub was overflowing, so the reported, toasted to the crime. Billy Mullins murder in a gully up the time. Billy's murder in a gully up